welcome to the review show. My name's Austin. Elvis is starring Austin Butler and Tom Hanks. This is basically the story of Elvis, where you see the rise of him, where he comes from, and how he got popular with his music, and next the downfall of Elvis. Definitely not the greatest movie that people are saying it is. People are loving this movie, which is fine and all, but I just didn't like how this was really told. I didn't like how it was presented, and how they just set up certain things. Like, there's conflicts in this movie that were set up during a montage, and you see the after effect of that conflict, but you don't get the settle between of the start of it, or kind of see like the revolution of it or whatnot. It's just, I don't know. The movie feels a little bit messy because this also is told from the perspective of Tom Hanks' character, which is what's his, I don't know, Tom something. I don't know. They call him the General in this. I don't know anything about this person. I don't really know anything about Elvis. But so yeah, I don't know. The movie definitely feels kind of choppy because it 100% starts out with a montage, and I believe that montage is like 20 minutes long. No joke. Like, I honestly, I looked at my phone at one point. I was like, I don't know why I'm looking at it. And I don't really know anything. The movie kind of skips the introduction between Tom Hanks and Elvis, Austin Butler and Elvis and all that. It's like, okay, they know each other for some reason. Okay, now they're going on somewhat of a tour. Okay, and you kind of just like, they kind of skip like the character development, and it's like, I just didn't like how that was. And next, like, sudden conflicts come out of nowhere. Elvis having a drug problem where he's like taking all these pills, and it's like never ever like built up to like it's just like, oh, he's a son is a drug addict like this, and Tom Hanks has this backstory. Like, so you have you have all these characters, and you're trying to focus on both of them, and it's like, this movie's hardly even about Elvis. It's more about Tom Hanks' point of view of how he got Elvis popular in some form. I just wish that this was more a linear type of story, where it's just like, all right, this is Elvis. He lived in a African American community, and he didn't have that much money, and so his family's sort of poor. And I was like, that's it. That's an interesting story. Like, I want to watch more of that. Like, get to learn more of like his built up to be like this, to be this person that he is today. The reason why he's such a good person, and in the way that he acts, and because like the police are also like kind of not liking him because of the way he moves on stage, and it's like the story elements is there, but the movie's like, well, if you don't go do the research, you're not gonna like this, and that's not and you should never make a movie to have someone else go read something to like the movie. That's the reason why I don't like movies that rely on comic books to fill in the blanks. Like, I don't like that stuff. I don't like any of that. It's just a very cheap way to make more money, and be like, if you're wanting to, it's fine to like maybe have comic books for like, if you want to learn more, like if you really like that and you want to learn more about it, here's these comic books, but not to literally fix your movie. And so that's how I see when a movie's like based on a true story. Well, just go do the research and you will understand. Like, that's how I see it. I mean, at the end of the movie, I was like, all right, I have a little bit of emotion. It's kind of heartbreaking. He has a good heart, but at the end of the day, we skip so much. And there's a certain point in the movie where he feels like, I don't like the life that I'm living. I want to go back and start singing, which is a good message of like, don't have someone because Tom Hanks' character is basically trying to control Elvis's life, and it's like, don't let people control who you want to be. But there's there's such a little time of that where we see him from like where he was the person who he was and where he wants to get back to that who he was. Like there was just little of that point of him realizing this is not what I want to be, and it's just like, well, whatever. It's like, I mean, for us it's like maybe 10 minutes, but I guess in your mind it's been years, but it doesn't feel like that, and so it kind of comes off a little rushed. And so yeah, I think it's fine. It's not something I would watch again. It's just, I wish they were a little bit more focused on Elvis, and instead of doing this montage stuff. I think the best movie that is like this is that's like for something like this in this type of style is Rocket Man. I think that's a fantastic movie. I think I really enjoyed how they presented the characters and such. But yeah, and they were great acting. It's not like the acting wasn't great in here. It was phenomenal acting, and they should be nominated for an Oscar. But but it's not a Best Picture in my opinion. I'm gonna give Elvis a C-. There's good entertainment parts in there, but there's a lot of missing story elements, and it feels rushed. So, but anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like always, I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.